Oh, I guess it needs to. There we go. Okay. I'm excited. I hope you are. What is
Oh
up,
no.
guys? And welcome to the Shadow Pack Gaming News and Updates. In today's episode, we do have. Oh, let me turn this music off. Sorry. Let me start all over. And yes, we are still recording. Okay. So, welcome to another episode of the Shadow Pack Gaming News and Updates. I'm one of your hosts, Sean Flack 2.0. And today in the studio via satellite, we have one of our premier streamers. It's one of the very first streamers that I met being part of the stream team. What things that I love about her content is you could definitely tell she's been streaming for under 3 years. And in streaming time, that's a lot of time. So you could see the professionalism in her stream. All of her information is built out. Really good chat engagement. And she plays some really engaging games. So if you go into her stream, you're definitely not going to be disappointed. So without further ado, let's go ahead and bring her on. Hey Zoe,
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
Doing good.
Good. Okay, so obviously we've already had a little pre-discussion before the interview, so hopefully you're not nervous anymore, right? Um,
Debatable.
no comment, no comment. Okay, but we talked about all the questions and stuff like that, so you know what we're gonna ask. So, is there anything that you'd like to let the folks know about you before we get started? Maybe want to shout somebody out or something. I don't
Oh, Shadow Pack awesomeness?
know.
Sweet.
Oh, you know what? Hold that thought. See, I got something for that. Hold on. Shadow Pack is in the house, and you can't hear that, but that is wolves howling.
Ah, oh boy.
You'll be able to hear that when you watch the video. Okay, so let's kind of get into it. First and foremost, so what does your setup look like?
So I have I guess you could say a smaller rig than most people, but I have 64 gigs of RAM. I have a graphics card. It's a 2070 Super. Love that. If you ever get a chance to get it and you're looking for like an upgrade, I would suggest that in a
Okay,
heartbeat. The processor is pretty decent. I'm going to eventually upgrade it, and I have a water cooler and a motherboard that I like as well. So
okay,
it's pretty nice.
all right. You actually have me already beat because I actually run a 1660 Ti, so I would
I had
definitely.
a 1050 Ti. So
Oh,
before this one,
I started off with a 910, so I mean,
oh,
yeah, this is an upgrade for me. And what I love about NVIDIA graphics cards, they actually have that additional encoder chip that helps out with a streamer. So that's actually pretty cool. And yours is obviously better than mine, so it's not smaller than the rest of ours. Okay, so obviously we talked about the rig that you have now. The original question was supposed to be, well, if money wasn't an object, what would your dream setup be? But in our case, money is always an object, right? So
yeah.
let's talk about practical upgrades. What would you like? What kind of upgrades would you like to see? You know, in the next couple levels of upgrades you're doing.
Mm, well, I'm like I said, I was thinking of doing the processor for my computer because I have a slightly older processor. It's a 26 X Ryzen 5, sorry, 2600X Ryzen 5. I said
Okay,
that wrong, didn't
raisin,
I?
rising, whatever,
And
potato, potato.
Ryzen,
Right.
it's
It's AMD.
it's AMD.
Right.
But I'm thinking of getting a what was it? It was a Ryzen 7 20. No, it was 3800X or something like that, or 3900X. One
The
of them two.
Right, because AMD
Um,
came out with a new chipset that's supposed to be cheaper, but more bang
yeah,
for your buck, I believe. And I
yeah.
think it's the 3300. But anyway, I'm not a tech person, so
Well, there's also the Ryzen 9 that's supposed to be coming out, or it's already out. I don't know for sure on that. I
right.
haven't really been keeping up to date on it.
Deep pockets, huh? Deep pockets, Zoe. Is that what we're gonna call you?
Not really. Not at the moment. I'm kind of broke.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. So processor upgrade. Obviously you don't need more RAM because I'm pretty sure 64 is
No,
your
that's
board is
max.
maxed, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, what about peripherals? You looking at any kind of additional, new keyboards or anything like that, or
No,
headsets?
I actually like my 20 buck keyboard. It's a Red Dragon keyboard. It's an awesome keyboard here.
Okay,
Haven't had any issues with it, so I'll probably keep it for a little.
right.
I have an awesome mouse and an awesome camera. I have two awesome monitors, which is why I look like I'm looking up when I'm not. It's
Oh,
it's it's my layout.
got it. Okay. Okay. So definitely looking at the processor, and then for anything else, so no new monitors, nothing like that. Just the new processor for the most part.
No, just for the most part, just a
I
processor. That's
told
about it.
you, experienced. I'm telling you, you've been doing this a while. So, all right, cool. So what does your content consist of?
I change up the games a lot. I like to rotate between all the games that I like to play a lot. I usually play COD or what's the other one? There's another common one that I played.
Apex for Fortnite?
No,
Mm,
there was another one that I liked. I can't remember which one it was. I'm trying to look at my list right now and I can't remember. But I play a lot of COD. I play a lot of like different variety games. I've been getting into a lot of horror games because of Halloween just passing.
oh God,
I
yeah.
played a good couple of horror games.
That's
Phasmophobia, that's the one.
oh, that's all you got. I can't do it. No, I'm a scared little.
Phasmophobia is fun though.
I guess I can't do it. Like I got traumatized as a kid when it comes to horror stuff, and I didn't realize that until I became an adult, and I was just like, you know what, horror's not for me. It's just not it.
I used to not like horror either. I mean, I started getting into it because I was kind of getting bored of first person shooter
Right.
games.
Okay. I'm just not down with that whole anxiety build up. Like I have enough anxiety as it is, so I don't need the additional. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you mean.
But I could watch you guys do it for the most part because I like seeing your guys' reactions. But other than that, it's just like,
Me
yeah,
screaming like a little girl. Ah!
yeah. But yeah, I couldn't do it. Okay, so how were you introduced to streaming? Oh wait a minute. Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped over one. Sorry. Let's go back. Okay. What type of streamer are you?
So it depends on what you mean. It depends on like the situation with like who I'm playing with and stuff. If it's like a fun friend that I've known for years, I'm outgoing. I'm snarky. What's the word that I'm trying to think of? I guess you could say bitch in a sense.
Well, you said it,
to
not me.
but it's a fun version, and then depending on like if I get pissy, then I can get a little like professional and can be a little bit of a dick at times too when it comes
Oh,
to it. So
so
it just
both
it
ends of the spectrum. I got
yeah,
that.
pretty much. I'm both. I could be professional as fun.
Okay.
So it just depends.
Right. Okay. Well, hopefully we get you on a good day, right?
Oh, usually I am on a good day when I'm streaming.
That's great to hear. All right. So, where are we? Okay. How are you introduced to streaming?
So I actually started getting the streaming when I first built my PC. When I had my old graphics card, I started like looking into like how to stream and stuff like that, and I started streaming on the graphics card, and then I ended up talking to other streamers to see like what streaming apps I should use. I actually just switched to Streamlabs. I used to use my graphics card until I upgraded, and I was trying to look for something else that'd be different. I started streaming mainly because I had a lot of issues with people being dicks to me.
Oh,
Since
okay.
I'm a female gamer, it's I hate to put it like this, but it's rude when someone sits there and says, "Go back to the kitchen. You don't belong in
Oh,
gaming."
extremely rude. That's not
It
nice at
really
all.
is rude. Like
Yeah.
I
Very
don't know if I'm the
inappropriate.
only one. I'm pretty sure that other women feels that way too, and I'm sure men get it too as well. I've heard people be rude just in general to anyone.
Right.
It's not just a women issue.
Right. Right.
But I got into it because I played CS:GO, which is a very cancerous game,
Mm-hmm.
um, and it's It was more or less because people were hacking than anything else, and I was trying to catch it in case if like I wanted to report them, I had the proof and I could send them the video.
Right.
And then I actually enjoyed it because I got people in to actually talk to and stuff like that. And then it just kind of became a thing that I did
Okay.
when I felt like showing my games that I like to play, and like my reactions to the games is always funny
Yes,
for
it
other
is.
people.
It is.
So I figured, instead of me just laughing at myself, let other people laugh at myself as well as myself
Right.
laugh at me.
Right. Right. And the coolest thing is that you could laugh at yourself because a lot of people
Yeah.
can't. And so, you know, part of the business of streaming is being able to do that. And, you know, the reason why you do it is to potentially make people happy. You know, they're laughing at you, they're laughing with you, you know, they're making that connection with you. So that's always a plus side to doing what we do. So all right, so you kind of steamrolled into why you decided. So it's interesting that you decided to go into streaming, and correct me if I'm wrong, to kind of like protect yourself against certain harassments just in case. And it just
Yeah,
kind of
just in case. Yeah.
and then it just
Yeah.
rolled right into, into this, right? 3 years
Yeah.
later, however much long later, or whatever, now it's like something that you're doing that's obviously making you happy because you just said when you stream you have good day, you're on a good day. That's why you're streaming and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
obviously doing something you love. So that's awesome. Okay, so why did you say okay, so where do you see yourself in the future? Like where do you see your stream going? Do you consider yourself more of an enthusiast? Do you think you're gonna go a little bit more professional and
I honestly don't know. I guess it's whatever it floats with. Um, if I can do professional, then that's awesome. But if I don't, then I'll just do it just for the fun of it.
okay.
Um, it's kind of just been like a thing since, well, everything's closed at the moment and there's not much to do. So I've been sticking at home for during the week when I was working and stuff. So it was kind of like a source to get out and just kind of like do something that was not boring because I don't really have much else to do.
Right, right. Especially none of us have anything else better to do, right?
Yeah, pretty
Right. I
much.
remember I was still trying to pick up gear when all of this stuff was going down with the COVID and all that, and I
Yeah,
couldn't because everybody's buying up webcams and microphones and headsets because streaming start turning into the norm. So
yeah,
it's interesting that something that we do for fun or something we were doing as hobbyists, like I should have bought some stock in Logitech, knowing that we couldn't keep a camera on the shelf. So um okay, so kind of just talking about how you kind of like wherever, and I kind of you kind of glazed over this earlier before we started, and it's about the goals. So did you want to kind of touch upon those, or did you want to kind of just skip over that one because
I mean, I don't really have many goals outside of just trying to like just build my stream up. That's about it. And then
okay.
it goes from there.
Okay.
That's my goal is literally just to see where it goes.
Okay. And that's, like I said, I was talking to Heartless in his interview, and he had made a comment about sometimes people go from hobbyist to professional on accident, right? Like, because you just kind of were like, and boom, oh, dang, I'm, hitting the 1,600 mark, and, I'm having my 75 people, 100 people in my stream, and, oh, this is what I'm doing now. So,
Yeah.
okay, good. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, you've been doing it for 3 years, and I want to say, out of everybody I interviewed, including myself in my own personal, you have had the most experience. So, in this next question, we talk about strengths and weaknesses. So, as a streamer, where do you think you're strong? And then where do you think you're not so strong?
I say it depends. For my strength, I'm active when people talk in my chat, but my weakness is when I get distracted in game or if I'm in a firefight, I don't look at the chat as much. I try to, but when you're busy staring at something or trying to shoot someone down, if it's a first person shooter game, which is most of the games that I play, it's kind of hard to like go between the two. That's kind of like my weak point. I don't really know my strengths. I guess I can make some people laugh from my reactions. Oh, I never really thought of that.
Okay, well, I mean, again, one of the things that I love is, like you said, going into your stream and not knowing who you are. I still was able to get a little glimpse of your personality just through your panels. And I'm a big prominent person. My biggest thing is like being able to make a connection with you before I speak to you. And so
Yeah.
the way your panels are built out, you obviously have your rules, you have your schedule, you have a little bit about your first name is on there, right? And so there is a little bit of an intro even before I even step into the chat, and I really like that about you. And I want to say, like, when we have a constructive criticism in our stream team Discord, and just want to reiterate the fact that your 3 years of experience doing this definitely shows through just the production of your stream. So that's one of the things that I think is your strength, is that as we go, I know I'm a new streamer, so there's a lot of stuff that I had to build up first. But walking into your stream, I was like, well, those are the things that I want for mine. And I'm a minimalist when it comes to overlays, and I believe you're a minimalist too. So I really like where I could either watch you or watch the game and not have to worry about a lot of stuff flying across the screen or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that too. So I'm going to throw out there, if you didn't know what your strengths are, these are the things that I look at, and I'm inspired to do what things that you've done on your stream where I would like to get to on my stream. So, take that however you want to take it. But thank you for your inspiration.
You're welcome.
You're like, how do I answer that? But yeah, so one of the hardest things that we, when we talk about strengths and weaknesses, is talking about ourselves. And we don't ever want to come across as arrogant, but definitely, take that, yeah, that it's good. Just take it with a smile and thank you. And, like I said, you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to inspire other people. I know on, our sister streaming community out there, they actually had this whole thing about women gaming, and I listened to the episode on that, and they kind of did talk about a lot of stuff that you just pointed out. So you're not the only one, and the fact that you're still out here 3 years later, putting yourself out there and enduring what you have to endure, but still making fun of it, is also inspiration for others too. So take that as a strength as well.
Yeah, I've had those moments of wanting to break down on camera, and I'm just like,
right.
I bit my tongue and just let them leash it out, and I'm just like,
Yeah, I'm gonna drop that ban hammer on them. I don't need
pretty
to see,
much.
yeah, I don't need to see you in my stream anymore. All right. And I'll put you on the spot there. So, okay. So we talked about weaknesses. We talked about that. Okay. So outside of streaming, what does Amanda like to do?
Well, there's not much to do right now, but when it's actually warm and stuff, I actually enjoy I actually enjoy swimming. Not streaming. Wow.
Oh.
I really love swimming. I'm a swimmer. I also like to. It depends on my mood, I guess. I like to bike. I also like to run. Um, I'm kind of a lazy person now. I used to like to enjoy those.
Okay.
Swimming is like my favorite thing. Like you
Okay.
tell me, let's go to the pool. I'm the first one that packs the towel and the bathing suits.
Right. Now, are you a pool swimmer, or will you go to a lake and a beach and hang out there too, or?
I grew up swimming in a lake when I was younger, so I could do that. I actually prefer pool, but
Okay.
I can do any or. I mean, last year was my first year going to a beach, and I really enjoyed it. The only thing that I didn't enjoy was how bad the waves wanted to say, "Hey, hi, buddy, let's just yank you back out."
Right. 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 Especially if you're not used to that, if you're not used to the
No,
ocean like
God,
that.
no.
Yeah.
I was not
So,
used to it at all.
so to share a little bit, I know this is the interview about you, but you bringing up swimming, I am actually a terrible swimmer, and we own a boat, and so my wife is she's the boater, she's the outdoorsy one. She wants the kids to get out there and have this fun, but my wife has had to save me twice from drowning, and yeah, so in a pool I'm fine because I know that there's a bottom, right? I know I can get to the if I get to the bottom, I can push myself up, right? In a lake,
Yeah.
I wear a life jacket everywhere we go, and like you said, when the first two times, when you had these incidents, like I did not have my own personal life jacket, and I don't know if you can tell, but I'm a plus size model, so they don't make like plus size model life jackets in the general public. So anytime I had a life jacket on, it was actually choking me, like floating up past my neck and like choking me out and making me panic more. So, after the second incident, my mother-in-law bought me a life jacket, so my own personal bigger figure size life jacket so I could have. So anytime we're on the boat, like my life jacket is on, buckled, you know what I'm saying? Like once we kind of get to where we're going and we're back like back on the beach or a different part of the lake and we're back on the ground, then I go ahead and take my life jacket off. But I am a
You should
terrible swimmer.
definitely learn to tread water because that will help with the life jacket being on. Treading
Hmm.
water is just kicking your feet and just moving your arms side to side, literally.
Not like this.
Well, no, like
Not
you're like this in emotion, and then your feet is like this,
right.
basically.
All right, how'd that go again? Let's see that again. How'd that go again?
So hand motion
Okay,
is
hand.
like it's
Okay,
like an over shape,
okay,
kinda. It's kind of like a wax on, wax off, but
okay,
you do it at the
okay,
same time.
okay. Oh, so
And
like
then the
this.
feet is just you flip back and forth,
Okay,
and you can tread your water, and you can do like a side motion like this with your feet, and it will actually help you float better.
okay.
It's a safety precaution. So
Well,
if you ever get sucked under, you can at least like when you get up, you can at least float. If you don't have a life jacket, it's a
that
safety thing.
see that already
I was a,
scares
I was a
me.
lifeguard for 2 months.
Oh, okay.
I know some tricks.
Okay. You just scared me when you said sucked under. I'm not trying to get sucked under or anything.
Well, no, no, God, no. You would never get sucked under if you at least know how to tread water. That will save you just
Right.
temporary until someone could come and get you.
Y-
It will help a lot, especially with like the life jacket, like to choke you and stuff.
Right. Well, like I said, I have
Treading
one
water
that.
will actually help it stay with your shoulders instead of trying to push up because the water will push it up. It's meant to make it float.
Right. Well, for plus size
So,
models, small size life jackets don't help that.
yeah. Yeah.
So, okay, well, thank you. And I'm sure everybody that just saw you do that is like, she's awesome. She did that on camera. And not only did she do it, she did it twice. So that's awesome. Right.
I really don't care how weird I looked.
All right. So outside the stream, we got that done. Okay. So obviously we talked about a lot, right? So, you know, you didn't have anything in the beginning to tell anybody, but we did find out that you're a great swimmer and that you love swimming, and so that's awesome. So, does anything at this point come to mind that you would like to share, any of the viewers or any of the listeners right now?
If you come into my stream and I like if I mess your name up, I am sorry in advance. I cannot read properly when it's like a big word. The letters like to change. I have dyslexia.
Right. Oh,
So
okay.
if I try your name and I can't say it, I'm just gonna be like I can't pronounce it, so I'm not gonna try and butcher it.
Okay. Fair enough. Right. You walk into her stream. She can't pronounce your name. Don't feel bad. She apologized here in her interview ahead of time. So,
Ahead of time.
right. All right. So that kind of brings us to the end of our interview. So obviously, if there's anybody that has any questions, comments, or emotional outbursts, where can they find you?
I am on Twitter, and I am also on Twitch at sweetie_Zorana. Um, spelled out how it sounds, just an IE instead of Y, because I know some people spell it with a Y for sweetie. So,
Oh, before we go,
huh.
how'd you get your name?
Oh, that's an interesting. That is a very, very interesting thing.
Well,
So, when I
inquiring
first
minds
started
want to
playing
know.
games, um, I used to love playing Left 4 Dead 2. I still love the game. Still will play
Okay.
it occasionally. I don't do it as often as I used to. I have a little bit over 4,000 hours on that game. So
Oh,
that
geez.
tells you how much I love that game.
Right.
So I used to be called Zora, but everyone assumed that it was Legend Zelda name.
Right.
That's not the meaning behind it. It was actually the meaning Zora in urban language is actually dawn, like dawn of the day, or dawn as in like the name.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was neat. So I picked that as a name, and then I had Witch Hunter at the end, and then I end up switching the name to Zorana, and I end up adding the extra the N and the A at the end, and just taking the extra N out for Zorana
Okay.
and just Zorana. And
Okay.
then someone called me Sweetie the one day in a game, and I decided to change my name in game just for the joke because he kept calling me Sweetie,
Mm-hmm.
like I was too sweet for my kind for how sweet I was and kind I was. I was too sweet, so he was calling me Sweetie all the time. So I kind of let it stuck, and
Okay.
then I I kept it. Zorana was actually my Minecraft name, and
Oh.
I wanted something unique, so
Okay.
it's been mine for 7 years, I think. It's been about 7 years since I've had it.
Okay.
So I've had Zorana as my name for a while, and then I changed it over to Sweetie Zorana 3 years ago when I started streaming. My first streaming name was a different name. It
Mm-hmm.
was Zora, and then had some numbers at the end, and then I ended up changing it to an actual name that I enjoyed.
Okay.
So
That's one of the questions I love asking everybody. Is how'd they get their name? How'd they get their name? So no, that's awesome. And look at that. We found something to tell everybody that you didn't think you were going to be able to tell everybody something about you.
hmm,
Hmm. It's funny how that works, huh?
yeah.
All right. Zoe, first of all, I want to say thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. I know it's super late for you. So thank you for taking the time and being able to work with me on this interview. I hope you had as much fun doing it as I loved interviewing you. And I do love your stream and stuff like that. So thank you for interacting with me personally and with everybody else this
You're
evening.
welcome. And
So,
thank you for having me and actually setting this up. I enjoyed it. I was a little nervous in the beginning, but
you're good.
not as bad as I well, I'm not anymore now.
Good,
So
good. And I'm glad. I mean, I'm hoping that we could, if you want to talk about any additional subjects or topics or anything like that, that in the future. So not, I mean, like if you want to do something in the future, maybe collaborate on something or whatever.
yeah.
That you'll know that it's gonna be a fun time. So, anyway, I want to thank you again for your time, and of course, being a fellow team member of yours, I'm honored. And again, your experience really does show out in your stream, and I appreciate that. So, all right, guys, thank you. Say thank you to Sweetie Zorana, and then we're gonna go ahead and switch over to the end screen. So, thank you for your time this evening, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
All right, guys. So that was our interview with Sweetie Zorana. Again, hopefully you guys got what I got out of it. Like I said, what I do love about her stream is the fact that she is a professional. Regardless if she wants to admit it or not, all of her stuff is built out. A lot of the stuff that I'm pretty sure I know I'm making as a newer streamer, she's already made those mistakes, made those corrections, and just through her streaming and through her, the build out of her stream, I appreciate her style. I love she's super quirky, she's super fun. And then again, you're gonna go in there, you're gonna get you're either gonna get the B's, the B or the D apparently. Okay, don't take that the wrong way, guys. Anyway, thank you again for joining the stream tonight. And like I said, I want to thank Zoe for her time this evening. And again, if you guys got any questions, comments, or emotional outbursts for her or myself, or the Shadow Pack, gaming network, we're gonna have all our information in the description below. And until the next episode, we'll talk to you guys later. Peace.
See ya. Okay.